confident that we're putting you in a place where it's going to be extremely beneficial for your clients to be able to utilize the product, we're not just going to turn it off. So if you ever feel like you're overwhelmed, I want you to know you can go to Donna and you can schedule an appointment with me. You can come to me and schedule an appointment with me. You can schedule an appointment with Kristen. We'll walk through that with you. If you're curious about some of the things that are going on in the group of agents that we have that are using Command for their compliance portion of it. I know Joseph is one of those people. He'd probably be happy to share with you the ups and downs of the experiences that he's had along the way. Megan's another one of those people. Gosh, who else in here is part of that? Yeah, Crystal's one of those people as well. And they're our group of people that we're depending upon to test this out, to tell us, hey, you know, it's ready to go. We can make sure that we can roll this out to every single person. And we're not just going to tell you, hey, by the way, .loop's ending tomorrow, and you have until tonight to learn everything. We're going to have a process to teach you exactly what you need to do to prepare for it. So what I really want to say is don't freak out. All right? Perfect. Let's keep going. Yeah.
So does that mean until the end of November then, or what's the?
At the very least, the end of November. Yes. Yeah. And we'll give you another update middle of November and let you know. But if you don't start seeing training on the calendar for exactly what to do by the middle of November, I'd say that you could probably be resting assured that there's going to be another 30-day extension. Okay?
Is it because of the glitches?
Yes, there's some glitches. Ryan and Mary spent about an hour, about 3 hours altogether just trying to get one transaction to work correctly because there were some glitches on the document side of things. So we can't have Ryan spending 3 hours for every single transaction because at that rate, you guys would get paid 2 years after your transaction closes. So that's not okay. So just rest assured, we're doing everything we can, and we're not going to just flip a switch and turn it off until we're confident that you are taken care of and that you're going to be comfortable with moving forward. All right?
And it's really like the glitches are kind of, it's just slow. And so if we're sitting there and we're trying to get documents to load, it just kind of takes a little bit. And so then when you can get it to scroll and then like you have a brain fart and forget what it says, then you gotta go back, and then it kind of takes a while for it to do that. And just to upload different things, it just takes a little bit longer then. And so we know it's frustrating on our end. I can't imagine, uploading everything and that being frustrating for you all. So
Yeah.
just trying to work with that.
Yeah. Crystal.
On the flip side, I think Joseph can attest to this. It does look pretty cool. Like when you're uploading your documents, like the visual people like looking at it and being able to see what everything is, looking at the signatures, the alerts that come up, that part is really cool.
Yeah, in our entire region, every single MCA and compliance person has been compiling their notes on what's working well, what's not working, and these agents that we have in this beta group for us. They're submitting their feedback, and today from 1 to 3, the entire region and leadership for the entire region is having a call talking through those things. I believe Josh Team is going to be on that call as well, and so that he's going to get the direct feedback from us so that they can immediately take the feedback that we have, take it over to the IT department, and start working specifically on the concerns that we have. So, all right, let's keep going. What do we got going on in the Market Center? Command Central for the next 2 weeks, we will not have it. So next Monday, we will not have it. The following Monday, we will not have it because the following Monday is Veterans Day. So we won't have that. We will, however, have an event this Thursday in the Market Center that should cover all of that. Orientation is going to be from 9 to noon this Wednesday. If you haven't joined us for that, come and join Lauren on Wednesday, tomorrow from 9 to noon. Zip into Zoom is going to be from 2 to 3 tomorrow. If you want information on compliance or you have general questions that you need help through your transactions for, this is a great place to get some of those things in the middle of the week by hopping onto that call. Avis has joined that call. Mary's usually on that call. Kristen's on that call. And they can answer all of your questions. So great time for that. Thursday is the big day. This is our Website Genius Day. If you have questions about your website, if you want help on getting things on your website that you don't have, or you just need to get your website up in general, this is the day. Our entire leadership team is going to be here in the training room from 11 to 2, available to sit with you one-on-one to help you get your website up and running. The things that I would make sure that you have to come that day, make sure that you have your picture on your computer, and make sure that you have a biography written for yourself as well. Less is more for your biography. If it's 3 pages long, that you've lost their attention. A good paragraph is probably plenty. 3 to 4 sentences is get your point across and move on, because people don't have that long of an attention span anyways. So come and join us for that from 11 to 2. And like I said, we're all going to be in here. We might be dressed a little crazy that day because it is Halloween too. So, and that's the other thing. Feel free to dress up for Halloween, because we're all kids at heart. So come into the Market Center that day. And then round robin scripts, we will still have this Thursday from 12 to 1. Tom, right?
If somebody shows up, we'll do it.
Yeah.
That's a negative thing. Yes, we're going to have it. It's going to be awesome. Looking forward to everybody's attendance.
Good. All right. And then, yeah, for that, bring objections that you've heard recently. Maybe it's a buyer that you've worked with, or maybe it's a listing appointment that you've gone on. This is the opportunity that you have to work through that with people who are working through it all the time, like Tom. And then that's all we've got going on for this week. Next week is fairly light due to the fact that, I won't be here and Kristen won't be here. We will have a team meeting, and we have a team leader scheduled for every single day. The team meeting next week will be run by David Ralston and Donna. They're going to do it together, so that'll be fun. Donna's taking care of all of the compliance portion of it. I'm just kidding. No. Well, you're going to be sick that day. No, we won't have risk management. We'll just have the team meeting next week. So, all right. Anyone have a new listing they want to tell us about? Yeah.
I have a listing in Pflugerville, Highland Park, 3-bedroom. It's a townhome, 2.5 bath, 1770 square feet.
Okay.
And it is great for a first-time home buyer. It's listed at $235, or an investor that just wants to pick up another property. The rental rate is $1,700 to $1,750.
Okay. All right. Anyone else? No other listings? Maybe one? You want to tell us about the maybe one you got?
Well, if somebody's looking for a lovely 3,900 square foot 3-car garage out in the woods, I think it's probably pretty sure about 700,000. That will be hitting the market in the next 2 weeks. I don't have a pool.
How much land?
An acre.
All right. Okay.
I have it coming soon. It's 400 Riverview, which is over here off Leander Road, 2140 square feet, 3-bedroom, could be 4-bedroom, 2-bath. Really, 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 really pretty backyard.
Really?
Very, very.
Really, 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 really pretty.
Really.
Get it right, Tom.
Be on the market.
Thursday.
Okay.
Photos are Thursday. Be on MLS Friday.
All right. Anyone else?
330 is asking price.
Okay. Yeah, Scott.
Coming soon in Georgetown Village. The house is not even a year old. They're being transferred. It has 2,600 square feet, 4 bedrooms. Ashton Woods, 1-story, 349. Awesome tree in the backyard, fire pit. You'll love this house.
I really like the tree.
What's the list
Tree,
price,
it's all
Pat?
in tree.
349.
It's a great house.
I think it's in there.
Bring it by.
You know that house?
I know one of those, yeah.
Okay.
They've only lived in a year.
All right. Anyone else? All right. Any price improvements? Buyer needs?
I need some land.
How much land do you need?
3 to 12 acres, with pretty easy access to 183 or even 130. One of those they commute in, and they want a view. So something that's pretty. Like if you
Define
have
view.
just like, well, let me just say, if you have like a treeless piece of agricultural property, that's not going to work.
Scott's got a place with a tree in the backyard.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, I know. Just not big, not enough acreage,
The green grass
so
field
I'm
all
looking
around
for
already.
that.
County of View, I have a 2.6
Oh,
on 3405.
I've driven by that many times. Yeah.
Is it in the MLS?
Yes,
Okay. I'll talk to you about it.
locked.
Okay, I'll
And
talk to you
it's
about
like
it.
8 minutes from 180.
And there's a lot of trees on it. Yeah.
Okay.
I also need land. I've been looking for land for the same couple for probably 6 months.
Looking for
And
land in
15
all
acres.
the wrong places.
Temple, Belton, Salado. They want to be like in the triangle of,
It's like so hard.
yeah, it's very difficult. So if you come across anybody that wants to shake hands and sell it, let me know.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Any other buyer needs? No?
Quiet.
No kidding. Gosh. Well, your numbers are showing that it's actually not quiet out there. So that's good. Are you seeing anything out of the ordinary in the market right now?
Yes, I have a client that closed after being under contract 6 prior times, so that she closed was pretty out of the ordinary.
What were the reasons people backed out 6 times?
All, well, inspection reports were as I told her they would be, but she wanted to invest in that inspection first.
Okay. Do we have a lunch sponsor today, Donna?
We do.
Are they there?
It's Jill Howard. She does closing gifts. She
Oh,
was here.
sweet. I didn't realize it was Jill.
We're a little early, so the food's here.
Hey, that's okay. I was going to talk about something else, and then we'll bring Jill in. Traditionally, in an election year, which we're going into, the market slows down a little bit. If we go and look at years 2008, 2012, and 2016, we don't. Well, 2008 was an anomaly because there was other things going on during that time. But 2012 and 2016, if we go and look at that, we see it kind of level off during that time. We don't see it drop or anything like that, but we see it level off just a little bit during that time because, you know, the Democrats are afraid the Republicans are going to win, the Republicans are afraid the Democrats are going to win, and then guess what? The election happens, and within 3 months we're back to normal. Yet I wanted to make sure that you're talking or as normal as we can be. And I want to make sure that when you're having these conversations and setting people up for what the market looks like, you're keeping that in your mind as well. That we need to double our activities as far as our lead generation goes to make sure that our pipeline is sufficient for making sure that we're meeting our goals. Now, if you're really, really good at converting people and you double your activities, are you going to be upset if you come to me and say, "Hey, I doubled my business in the last 12 months because you told me to double my activities and I'm just that good"? I don't think you'll be upset if you did that. And make sure that you're having those conversations on the front end. If somebody wants to price their house above what you've recommended, have that conversation of, "Hey, you know, I understand that. We'll give it a shot. Here's what the National Association of Realtors tells us. If we haven't had how many showings? 10 showings in how many weeks? Okay, and how many offers? At least one offer in 2 weeks. That the market tells us we're
Actually, no showings in 2 weeks.
no showings in 2 weeks.
Or 10 showings and no offer.
10 showings and no offer. There you go. Means it's overpriced. So that would be a place in which, if they want to overprice it, have that conversation on the front end, do the amendment on the front end, and then that morning of 2 weeks into it, you call and remind them, "Hey, today's the day that we agreed to lower the price. I have the amendment, and I'm going to go ahead and change that in the MLS effective today, like we talked about before, so that they know that you've had that conversation before." It's so much easier to do this on the front end than to pick up the phone after you've been on the house or after you've been on the market for 2 weeks and say, "Hey, I think we're overpriced." Well, if you tell them that at the very beginning, if you have the rapport with them to be able to have an honest conversation about that, about what the market is showing you, it's not going to be hard to pick up the phone and have that conversation. So that's one of the things you've really, really got to focus on when we go into the election year, is making sure that we've prepared our clients on the front end for what the market truly looks like. So anything anyone else wants to add to that? Yeah, Paula.
This kind of doesn't relate, but I want to ask you about it. So, speaking of elections, apparently on the ballot, Proposition 4, I think,
Mm-hmm.
we're voting for or against state income tax.
Yes, and no means that you're voting for it.
Yeah,
Yes means that you're voting against it.
right.
They do that to confuse the crap out of people. Yeah. So
Vote yes.
vote yes if you don't want state income tax. Vote no if you do want state income tax. It is double negative, and I think that's why they do it. Yeah, exactly. And then there's also read some of the information before you go and vote about some of the bonds for Williamson County. They want to do some really big improvements to our transportation system in regards to the roads that we drive on here in Williamson County. I would strongly encourage you to support that because we do have some rapid growth. And for those of you who haven't driven on 29 in the afternoon, it sucks. So especially when the wonderful people at Westinghouse have these big blades that they've created for their wind turbines, and there's like they move 3 at a time and stop all of the traffic on 29 and the frontage road for 35. Love that time of the day. Usually happens at about 4:30 on my way home. So, yeah. All right, Jill, you want to come on in? Is she out there?
Yeah, she was standing right there. She's here. Just 1 second.
She's hiding. She'll be in a second. What's that? What'd you say?
I said she's giving something away.
Got it. I think she's coming. Yeah, here they come. Let's give it up. Good, how are you? Tell us about yourselves.
I'll be right there. My name is Tom Howery. I own a company, my wife and I actually own a company called Intricate Photo Printing, where we print on pretty much everything but paper. All kinds of promotional stuff, gift items. We actually got into the business because at the time Jill owned an art gallery and custom framing store, and we were printing artwork on metal, tile, and things like that, canvas. And but we don't do as much of that anymore. Now we mostly do promotional stuff and gift items and whatnot. So we have all kinds of, you guys have seen this stuff if you went to, what was the name of that conference you guys just had down in Austin?
Yeah, Mega Camp.
Mega Camp, where they have people that come in and do that type of thing or whatever and whatnot. Thank you. And basically, so we got all the products that they would have too. You know, you got keychains where you put the logo on one side and your contact information on the other. I'm sorry, bottle openers. Ornaments, different kinds of ornaments, coasters of every kind of shape and style. There's ones that are made out of neoprene for like if you're on boats and things like that. Regular standard coasters and whatnot, and you can put any image you want on it. If you got a sports fan that's this particular school or pro team or whatever and whatnot, we do it for cities as well. So if you had someone, Georgetown for example or whatever and whatnot, I don't really know if is there an iconic image for Georgetown?
The courthouse, the square, the poppies. Yeah.
Okay. I know we do a lot of, for Texas, we do like the blue bonnets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Of course, the Texas flag and things like that or whatever and whatnot. Another thing that's very popular for gift items for housewarming presents are, we take a picture have a professional picture taken out of the front of the house, or if there's a view from the house or something like that or whatever and whatnot. And then we just put the client's name and the year that they purchased a home or whatever. So we also do that for weddings as well. This one right here is a wedding one, and it's actually where they got married at or whatever. So
That's neat.
we also do custom wood engraving. We have a CNC router, and we can make any signage up to about 4 foot by, actually about 10 foot by about 3 foot long. So any sort of engraved signage that you might want. This is just a simple welcome sign, but we've done them for weddings, a lot of them for weddings, different directional signs. You'll see those. Yeah, thank you.
doing this as a gift for some of my businesses in Salado that I'm working with.
So,
So I made a different ornament for them.
yeah,
That's
so you
neat.
got, you got Christmas ornaments, you got, like, again, coasters, tile coasters, this one's ceramic tile. And, you know, all kinds of different things, you know, we've got, hot pads, you got, mouse pads. This is called a wine koozie, you actually take a bottle of wine and stick it in, you know, it's a neoprene to keep it cool. So there's an unlimited amount of them. We've got catalogs as well, that we can get you if you want it or whatever and whatnot. But we can literally put any image on it. We can put your branding on it, and it's inexpensive, relatively, depending on the item, and it's a really good way for somebody because they're nice. They're not the tchotchke, you know what I mean? That's gonna just get pitched. One of the other ones that we've been doing, and it's gotten pretty popular. I'm sorry, I stuck it in one of these bags, and there it is. Is a keychain, and what we do is we put a picture of either the home again, or something iconic to the area or whatever and whatnot, and put your information on the backside. And this is the key that goes in the lockbox. So when a new homeowner gets their key to the house, they got your information. It's not necessarily, because you're not necessarily the buyer agent, right? You're the
I
seller.
see what you did there.
So there's a way to cross-train it, right? I mean, so this is a good way to keep yourself in their mind when they go to sell their house. Hey, you know, yeah, I bought it through this guy, but you know, this lady is the one that sold it. She's the one that had it listed, so I'm going to list it with her. You know, and because it's got a picture of their home on it, no address, obviously that's dangerous, but picture of their home on it or whatever and whatnot, they're more likely to keep it, as opposed to again just peeling it off and throwing it away because it
Yeah.
just had your name on it. You know,
That's smart.
so but that's who we are. We're, like I said, we're local now. I don't know how many of y'all know Jill, but she's been with you guys for about, what, 3-4 months now,
Yeah.
or whatever and whatnot. We've had this business since 1991. We recently moved it to Texas from Michigan, and it's just a way that we give back to the businesses because we know how hard it is to brand a business. We've got 3 of them. I'm a residential redeveloper, an investor, if you will. I build houses and whatnot, and she's an agent. And there's another one. She just keeps digging them out because I had a big stack of stuff. And we'll have a table set up out there with all the stuff on it. But these are cutting boards, glass cutting boards. Again, you know, make theirs big, make your information small, but they're more likely to keep it. Again.
And is a tax write-off that way?
Yep. But you know, a nice picture of their house, or like I said, or a view from the back deck, or whatever's the best image for their property.
Or if you really wanted to do something funny, you could do a picture of yourself.
They might enjoy cutting on that.
Exactly.
And then really get out.
Depending on how your
Or
transaction went.
Or slapping that fish down on top of it. Yeah.
Exactly.
But so it's available to you. We do a 10% discount for the businesses that we work with. Unfortunately, we can't do a massive discount unless you really come in with a lot of volume, just because the cost of the items is a bulk of, you know, we don't make a lot off of each item, you know. So, but it is a dye sublimation printing, which means it is embedded in the image. The image is embedded in the object. It is not like screen printing on a t-shirt or something like that, or silk screening or anything like that. It's not going to come off. Yeah, it stays on. Now, can you scratch it if you put something to it? Yes, you can. That's another piece that we did. That's an engraving that we did, mounted on a piece of wormwood oak. That was for a wedding. Again, we can do that kind of stuff. That's custom. That's one-off, and that's
We
not
used to
going to
do
be cheap.
tables, and for the Pistons and the Lions, we built tables that's custom made. We can do it with the sublimation or wood engraving on them.
That's neat.
And
If you think up something, we usually can make it.
and one of the big things we did, I just did a piece for an artist in Cody, Wyoming, of one of his paintings on a tile mural. 2-inch tiles, 192 individual tiles to make up this mural.
Wow.
And whatnot. So I'm hoping once he gets it installed, I'll get a good photo off of that, because I took a photo of it just sitting there, but it wasn't put together and whatnot. But literally, if you have an idea, if you have a concept or something you want to try, anything like that, if you've got a different sort of a piece that you want to have printed on, certainly come to us. Now, there is a special coating that goes on these in order to be able to print on them. So if that item doesn't, if I can't get that item, I can't print on it. I don't do mugs. I don't do, at least at this point in time, I don't do mugs or travel mugs or any of that kind of stuff. There's just a lot of competition in that. It just doesn't make a lot of sense for me to spend the money to get the equipment. That's a different kind of equipment or whatever and whatnot. It just doesn't make a lot of sense for me to do it. Again, I don't print on paper because, again, you can go to Costco, you can go to Office Depot. I can't compete with those guys. There's no way in the world. You know, I don't know how guys that are doing that in this day and age are staying in business, to be honest with you. There's just no money in it. But anyways, if anybody has any questions about what we do, it's a cool process. It is actually, our brand is where science meets art, because it is a scientific process that puts the dye onto those substrates. But we're out on every social media there is and whatnot. So again, Joe handed out brochures and whatnot, but we also have cards and anything else you want to do. And just don't be afraid to contact us. The phone number is still good on my business cards. The address, unfortunately, is still a Michigan address, which we're not doing. I haven't had a new set made up yet, but the phone number, the website, and the email all still work. So, yes, ma'am.
Turnaround time?
Depending on the item. This type right here, usually 7 to 10 days at the maximum. A lot of stuff I can do overnight. It depends on if I have it in stock or not.
Sure.
And I will tell you right away, as soon as you contact me, I will tell you right then whether I have it in stock or not. And if I don't, I can get anything that we've got that we offer. I can get it within 3 days, and then just a day or two to print it.
Perfect.
So.
Great.
And obviously, like I said, you know, if you do a lot of volume, and you want to do a volume thing, I know that some of those folks that were down at the other conference, you know, they were saying you had to order like 50 or whatever and whatnot. You can order one for me. You don't have to order 50. But obviously, I can't give you a big discount on it if you only order one. So because I got to take the time to set up the print. But any other questions?
All right, let's give it up for him. Thank you so much.
I apologize for the scrambledness of it or whatever and whatnot. It's one of those things where running around trying to get things done, and we live in Salado. It was took a little bit longer to get here than I thought it would. So.
No worries. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Y'all have a wonderful week, and I will see you when I get back from London.
And we